Hello, Boys and Girls Club members. So today in STEM, we are going to be starting learning about Earth and beyond. So today's book that we're going to read is just going to be a few short little snippets that I'm going to read from this book before we start learning about the planets. So Earth and beyond. Kaboom! Our first place in space. How much is a billion? Well, you already know how long it takes you to count to 100. If you tried to count to a million, it would take you at least 11 days. To count to a billion, it would take you more than 32 years. 32 years to count to a billion. And that's only if you didn't take a break to eat or sleep. The universe, everything we know that exists, started in a cosmic explosion called the Big Bang. So most of you have probably heard about the Big Bang Theory. This happened more than 13 billion years ago. After the Big Bang, groups of stars and planets called galaxies formed throughout the universe. Our Milky Way galaxy is one of these. You guys will learn about that a little bit later throughout our STEM experiment of learning about space and learning about the planets, the sun, and the earth. The Milky Way has about 100 billion stars. Around 4.5 billion years ago, our sun and its 8 planets formed a huge cloud of gas and dust. The planets all orbited, meaning they traveled around the sun because they were trapped in the sun's gravity. Smaller objects such as asteroids, comets, meteors, and drift planets also traveled around the sun. The sun and all the objects that traveled around it are now what we call our solar system. Alright, so now I'm going to show you guys another photo, and it's going to show you, it may not fit across the whole screen, but what the solar system looks like. So these are our planets, and I'm going to explain to you guys how far some of these planets are from the sun. I'm also going to give you some fun facts and details about those as well. So there's a chart over here that measures the distance from the sun to each of these planets. So I'm going to explain that, guys, to you, and then I'm going to show you a model of what these planets look like. I have a model that I've put together. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. So our solar system, if you took an imaginary trip from the sun to each planet, here is what you would find and how long it would take you to get there. So that's that picture I just showed you all. Alright, what is a planet? Do you guys know? Well, if you don't, I'm going to explain that to you now. A simple explanation is that a planet is a large object that does not produce its own light and travels in an orbit around a star. So I made a model of the solar system, and I'm going to show you guys a scale of what that looks like. So solar system alert. In 2006, Pluto lost its status as a planet. Did you guys know that? In 2006, Pluto lost its status as a planet. It is now called a dwarf planet because its size is very small. So here on the side, I have the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. So Pluto is this tiny one here that in 2006 lost its status as being a planet because how small it is. So if you wanted to travel from the sun or from Earth to Mercury, it says here, Time to fly, there are 600 miles per hour, 7 years. To drive, there is a 70 miles per hour, 59 years to get from Earth to Mercury. Well, I'm sorry, from the sun to each of these planets. It's from the sun. It would take you 7 hours to fly from the sun to Mercury. Venus, or the length in years for Mercury was 88 days. So from the sun to Venus, it says 225 days. If you fly, 13 years. If you drove, 110 years. Earth, to get from the sun to Earth, 365 days is the length in years. Time to fly, 18 years. Time you would drive, 152 years. So let's check out what Mars says. So Mars would be 687 days is the length in the year it would take. Time to fly there would be 27 years. Time to drive would be 231 years just to get from the sun to Mars. And then let's try Pluto. So Pluto, remember, in 2006, lost its status to be considered a planet. Length in years was 248 years. Length from time to fly would be 698 years. Can you guys imagine what the time would be to drive from the sun to Pluto? Well, that number is very shocking. It's 5,985 years, guys. 5,985 years to get from the sun to Pluto. So that's just a few to be exact. So next week when we come back, we're going to learn in STEM about Earth and the planets, and we're going to talk about the fiery sun. So get ready for our read aloud on the fiery sun. Make sure that you guys draw me a picture of what you imagine that the sun looks like. I know when we look outside, it looks yellow to us, but draw me a picture of what you feel like the fiery sun would look like. Guys, have a great day, and I'm going to come back in a few, and I'm going to show you guys a photo of my model that I created of the planets. Have a great day.